The Portland Trailblazers used their diamond defense to give the Rockets and James Harden a lot of problems from tonight's game, and it helped them get a much needed victory, and their chances for the playoffs increased. You can hear them call out diamond here when they get back on defense.
Going to the rack.
Houston's defense has been...
Here we see CJ McCollum holding up a diamond signal to show what they're doing defensively. The whole premise is to pick up James Harden three-quarter court and keep him to his right hand or on the right side of the court going towards the sideline. The whole goal of this is just to slowly put a little bit of pressure and wear him down just a little bit. The next defender, who is on the left side, will then come up towards half court and shrink the floor. What they're trying to do is create a box and force Harden to see nothing but a trap, and then force him to give the ball up, usually to Russell Westbrook or a player who's available for a pass in the middle of the floor. What this does is it causes problems because now James Harden is not allowed to attack in isolation. He's not comfortable. So we see a player on the ball and then four players behind, almost in a diamond formation. And in this scenario, Dame would be the guy going to send a soft trap towards Harden. Now, the issue with this style of defense is you're essentially giving the Rockets an advantage. You're giving them a 4-on-3, a 3-on-2, or a 2-on-1 advantage, as we can see here on the wing, allowing for easy catch and shoot opportunities or allow them to continue to attack with the numbers advantage. And the whole point of an offense is to create an advantage, keep it, and try and score. With that, the Rockets basically look to play through the middle of the floor, or Harden would kick early to Russ and have him look to attack off of this. And they did a couple of different things that we'll kind of highlight as we go through this. But first, I want to talk about the Trailblazers actually running this when they played the Rockets before. Not this exact version, but they ran a similar version where they would pick up around half court and kind of throw a soft trap at Harden and force him to give the ball up early. So this is not an entirely brand new offense. But I want to talk about the numbers behind why they did this and why they executed this. Overall, I tracked 32 different possessions in tonight's game that they ran this diamond soft press. The Rockets had 27 points, were 10 of 24 from the field. They were fouled 4 times, but Russ was only 3 of 8 from the free throw line, had 4 turnovers. All in all, if you take this and put it to the points per possession equation, it's 0.86 points per possession, which is a really, really bad number, especially for the second-ranked offense in the NBA. The main reason that Portland ran this defense is because having James Harden one-on-one in isolation is an absolute nightmare to defend. So the Rockets had to switch it up a little bit and try to attack even earlier than they normally do. The Rockets will run in transition, especially when they went to small ball and unleashed Russell Westbrook. But in games like this, it's even more important that they try to get out and run. The issue that the Rockets were having is their defense, which is ranked 15th right now in the NBA, is not at the level it needs to be able to create more of those steals and deflections and opportunities to get them running. Because if you're taking it out of the basket, that allowed the Trailblazers to set this defense up. So the number one thing they tried to do was to kind of beat it down the court and get downhill as fast as possible. The next thing they tried to do was get the ball to the middle and have a playmaker in the middle. Here we can see an example of Jeff Green hesitating and missing off of this. Harden tells him, hey, just go. And then they make this adjustment where Harden feeds him the ball earlier, gets him the ball, and he just turns and attacks for an easier score. They also put Russell Westbrook in the middle. That was like their primary attack against this, because you can see the Trailblazers are leaving just that inch of space there. So you get Russ in the middle of the floor. Now you're playing 4-on-3 and allow Russell Westbrook to be the decision maker and look for open spots, which would typically be a corner 3. Another way the Rockets combated this diamond defense is to have Harden come off a handoff on the side of the floor. They end up trapping and turning the ball over here. And this option is also available for like Jeff Green to bring the ball up and hand off to Harden. Now you get a pick and pop opportunity for Jeff Green on the side, as well as just creating a downhill advantage and trying to get Harden to be able to turn this corner. You can see an after timeout special where Russ flips it to Harden. They still force him right, but now the soft trap comes. Harden recognizes it, and it's an easier catch and shoot opportunity. The Rockets are the best after timeout team in the NBA, but when Portland went to this sort of deny zone in the diamond, it kind of threw off the normal after timeout plans. So what D'Antoni and the Rockets did was decide to use James Harden as the ball screener. And although it didn't really create any easy scoring opportunities, it still caused some problems to have Harden ball screen and then create an advantage off that ball screen, whether it's a pick and pop or trying to get Russ going downhill. This is not the first time they've used this action. They'll use this action a lot, but having Harden set the ball screen was a good adjustment. The Portland Trailblazers ran their diamond defense extremely effectively tonight against the Rockets. The Rockets didn't hit enough shots. They didn't get blown out by any means, but it was effective enough to hold them way below their normal season average for what they would average offensively. And I'm curious to see what happens next, and if other teams try similar schemes against Harden, maybe even try to wear him out or make anybody else beat you. I look forward to doing more of these breakdowns. If you liked it, please feel free to like and subscribe. I've included the raw film of the Trailblazers running this diamond defense so you can watch it in full detail. I've included the past games that I saw some film as well. Let me know if you guys have any feedback, and I look forward to doing the next breakdown.